Alrighty, so Iron Maiden once sung about 2 minutes to midnight, and coming back for an album theme pretty much around the end of the world, which couldn't be the I couldn't think of any album more appropriate to come back with after a 19-year hiatus. Today we have with us Bård Torstensen of Clawfinger. Bard, how are you, my friend?
I'm very good. It's it's this album is like I think the timing with the title is very good. It seems like shit is happening all over the world now, and
Oh, mate, yeah.
uh, but the idea of the title, was because we are so fucking slow uh, writing songs, and so it was like a couple of years ago we had like five, six songs, and
Mm.
our manager was tired of waiting, so he said, "Please, let's make an album before we all die." He said, and we went,
Yep,
"That's the title. Now
yep.
we have the title." So that's where it comes from, But
Mm.
it really suits what's happening all over the world right now, and also environmentally, you know.
I mean, so much has changed. We could do several interviews just on the changes between now and your last LP release. It must feel like you're stepping into, you guys as a band are stepping into a totally new, different industry, different world, in terms of your album release cycle and just the differences between last time and now. Is that feeling a lot different this time round?
Well, uh, I think it's if you musically, and the environment of the band is very different, because
Mm,
the last time we did an album we were like fully professional musicians, and that was the end of the CD era,
mm,
when we did
mm,
the last album. So after we did that, we saw we couldn't make any more money on releasing records. Like
mm.
the songs we made became more like a commercial poster for us playing live, you
Mm,
know.
mm,
Um, and so, but then we had a studio. We worked together physically. This time we didn't,
mm,
because like after Corona, like all like the internet, you could exchange files, and we could sit like this. I can speak to Australia now,
mm, mm,
and so it's much easier to. I could sit in my home studio, do the guitars, and Jocke, the keyboard player, is, and also the mic, he's mixing the album, and he's sitting in North Sweden, and Zach, he's sitting in Stockholm. So we
mm,
just exchange files, So in that sense, it's very different.
mm.
Um, but I mean, how the world is, it's like it feels like the evolution is going backwards, when
Yeah.
with all the important stuff in life,
You guys have always been a very politically charged band, lyrically and musically, so it almost seems like it's the right time, Clawfinger, to be coming back. To no surprise to any long-term Clawfinger fans, the album's very like emotional and politically themed, and it just slots in so perfectly. And I think it almost doesn't. We don't even need to really discuss influence what would influence an album like that. But for you guys coming back and writing an album that is politically charged in the current climate, do you feel that it's like a stronger that theme is stronger, or that sense of needing social justice as part of the message, or environmental justice, is that intensified for you guys over time, or
Well, I think it's just as important, or as it was,
yeah,
but as I just said, the evolution is going backwards. So of course it's needed. Somebody has to speak. Not It's not like we are going to save the world or anything, but it's more
yeah,
like we need to make some statements. The artists, I was really,
mm,
before we released the album, I was very much, I was thinking of what other bands in our genre is like writing about the stuff that we do, but it wasn't many, you know. It's more
Yeah.
like in metaphors, you know, and so this kind of direct communication, like Zach writes the lyrics, you know, but he's writing like 99% of the lyrics.
Mm.
I couldn't see so many other bands around, so it was like, why? I think it's
Mm.
very needed from artists today to stand up, you know, and try to make a stand on
Absolutely. Yeah.
how they want to work.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good reflection of like the album and your music in general. Like if you listen to it, I've had a few listens to it again today, and like the lyrics are just they're so in your face that maybe some people might even construe it as like comical or whatever. But I think you're on a good point. Like a
Yeah,
lot of modern metal is dealing with, I mean, you look at a lot of the releases in say extreme metal and that sort of thing, and it's very esoteric, very sort of yeah, it does kind of skirt around it. And I do actually as a listener, that was something that I sort of noted was like, I mean, you guys have like you got song titles where it's like Scum or fucking Disgrace and like just it's just straight up like I just it's almost like it's nostalgic in a way for me as a listener hearing someone just say it out, like rap it out or scream it out. A pile of shit is still a pile of shit, you know? And you're just chugging along underneath that. And it's like, yeah, you almost forget that there is that capacity for people to have that directness because it's often not present in the music at the moment, for sure.
yeah. I think you know uh, that's the strength of Zach when he's writing. He's able to write directly and you know, make it, you know, interesting some kind of way.
Mm, mm,
Uh, Many other lyric writers write in metaphors to make it
yeah.
interesting. Zach, he writes direct.
Mm,
And I also think that's a good thing for us, you know. The music
mm,
is very direct
yeah. Yeah.
and I mean the lyrics suit that very well, I think.
In terms of process, Bud, is it do you guys go away did you guys go away separately, work on lyrics and music, come together, see if they meshed, or was it a bit more of like one before the other? How did you guys work it out this time round?
This time around, it's like maybe Jokke is sending me a beat, maybe
Mm,
he's sending me a riff. If he sends me a beat, I try to do a riff and I send it to Zach, and Zach tried to do some lyrics and some vocals on top of it. Then it's like one piece, or maybe we have to adjust it. And then we just continue, you know, rotating the files, you know, until it's
mm,
a song
mm,
altogether.
mm.
So we haven't been together in the same room writing any of this material, you know.
Wow, wow. That must feel a bit strange. And I've got to also give props to Yuka because that the production's really good. And to yourself, like
Yeah, yeah,
I actually went hunting because I was convinced, no way, like this is where's the studio? Where's the producer credits? And you guys had done it. I figured within the lack of that information. And I just want to say, yeah, props to you guys. Like it's very clean and very polished and I think for yourselves, that's another advantage of like home recording technology, right? Like being able to get that good production, that sound. Yeah.
yeah. You know, we've been doing this for like, I mean, we've been working with music and computers since 1991, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so of course it's like you get some experience to do it right, and
Yeah.
you start to buy yourself, you know, the right equipment and reading about everything and understanding yourself how to record stuff and how to produce things, you know. So it's so we didn't have the need to be in the same room, you know.
Mm.
It's for me it's like, you know, when I get an idea, a mail with an idea from the other guys, it's like I can sit in my home studio, can have a coffee, I can listen, I can walk away, I can go back the next day, and I can then start working on it, instead of
Mm.
like, hey, we gotta do it now.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. So in that sense, it's for me it's very good, and I think it works for the other guys as well.
Mm. And I noticed you've got like quite a few little like kind of creative like guitar flourishes in there as well. Like I hear a bit of slide guitar as well, if I'm not mistaken, throughout. And you guys have had like some orchestral samples and stuff. So still experimenting after all this time, which is good too.
Yeah, I guess the slide. I mean, Scum is like a slide riff, You
Mm.
play it with a slide, drop D tuning, and I guess you can relate that to one of the first songs we made, who was called "The Truth." That's also a slide riff. And
Mm.
we discovered that nobody plays like slide riffs like that. Really, metal and
Mm.
I guess it's kind of a trademark for us to
Mm.
make stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. And in terms of your gear, it's kind of it's all there's a, I guess that's the advantage of one question I was going to ask is with the amount of because you are you using a Les Paul, a Schecter, Ibanez Ziphos, like that's just the gear list that I've sort of picked up. What was your main kind of squeeze for writing this out? Oh, oh, that is a
This is
beauty.
a solar guitar.
Nice.
So all guitars on this album is recorded by with solar guitars.
Nice.
Solar with Evertune. It's Ola Englund,
Mm.
he's the master of
Ah,
this
yep.
company.
Mm.
He is the haunted guitar player as well.
Yep, yep. Mm, mm.
And I met up with him, and I just love these guitars. It's great. It's they sound very good and they're very easy played.
Mm.
So I use that one, and I use a Fractal FM3 for all the guitar sounds.
Nice.
That's I've been using Fractal, since the first model or the second model, back in
Mm,
2008, 9 something. And I think for me, it's the best way to make a good guitar sound.
mm. That's fantastic, and it's great that you're able to keep it just like within minimal gear. You're not needing. That's the other
Yeah.
advantage, not needing a huge
I,
desk or
I'm
like
very,
pick up.
very, very minimalistic. You know,
Yeah,
we try when we play festivals. We try to melt down, the whole rig so small as possible. So
yeah,
right now, I'm working on something. I'm working on the guitar because my guitar gets smashed up all the way, all the time,
yeah,
on the plane, because I can't bring it
yeah,
in.
yeah. True.
Uh,
Yeah. Mm,
so what I did now, I bought like another type of guitar, that I can bring with me on the flights in the cabin, because I can do like this.
oh, traveler guitar, is it?
It's a Journey guitar.
Oh,
So it's like this. I could
nice.
just demount it like this. So
Wow.
I could put it in a bag and just. So I'm working on this to set it up the way I want it with an Evertune system and everything. So so we always been very minimalistic when it comes to gear.
Mm. And
I
in
don't. I
turn,
can't even remember the question now.
that's all right. I was just going off into Gearhead land, mate.
Yeah.
So for you guys going on tour, what's on the cards for you guys doing the European circuit? What are your sort of plans for taking the album out?
We play like, I guess, 8, 9 festivals this summer, all over Europe, and then in the fall we have a club tour:
Mm,
Denmark, Germany, Belgium, Holland, and Netherlands. I mean, um, France, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic. I think that's it. It's like 8 countries then.
oh,
So that's October, November.
nice, nice. Any plans for touring further abroad? I'm only asking that as a selfish Australian, but I'm very aware of fuel costs and flight costs and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff, the practical realities. But I got to ask as an Aussie.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, it would be so nice to play Australia, but it's like it's as you say, it's an economical question. It's like
Mm,
if somebody asked us and gave us an offer, so we could like some kind of way level the costs, so
yep.
didn't it wouldn't cost us anything. I would probably think that we will do the trip, because
There you go.
for me to on the other side of the world, just
Yeah.
to think of Australia is very exotic.
Yeah, yeah. And we're a pretty exotic bunch in the pit too. Um,
Good.
so in terms of how you're feeling about Clawfinger itself, are you what's the band's kind of thoughts and feelings now that you guys have regrouped for an album? Are you just kind of testing the waters and seeing how it goes at the moment with touring and this album cycle? Like what's the sort of the get do you guys have a game plan or you're just kind of feeling it out? What's the plan at the moment?
Well, it's about peaking everything around the album because, as I said earlier, it's uh, an album today is more like a poster, a commercial poster
Mm,
for playing live. So let's see what happens with this, the tour, and if we get some more gigs next year, and just let the album and everything burn out, and see. And then we don't. It's really, I think for everybody, really been a good thing making an album again. So
yeah.
I really hope for us making some more songs to make another album. But you never know. It's like we're getting old. So it's hard to tell. But it's we just have to wait and see. That's
Mm.
that's what I feel like.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how the reception goes in the live front. It's had a good reception. The album's had a good reception critically, which is good. And the album is out now. So if you everyone wants a bit of a return to rap rock nostalgia with, my God, the most coincidentally the most relevant lyrics and riffs ever for 2025, 26. Go check out the album now. We'll have the link in the show notes and all that good stuff. Bard, thank you very much for your time. And hopefully you don't get harassed by too much more of us music journos before your lunch break.
Well, thank you for having me. I have two more interviews with Australia.
Okay. All right. Couple more pesky Aussies off the bat and you'll be free. Cheers, man. Appreciate your call.
Yeah, but thank you for having me.
Thank you, mate. Take care.